What's going on, everybody? It's the day after the elections. Um, as everybody know, Trump uh, has won, and he will be sworn into office. Um, I believe in January. Um, and there's a lot of people who are, I would have to say, downright hurt at Kamala Harris loss. Um, it almost feels like the same way people felt um, when Hillary Clinton lost to Trump. I believe back in 2016. Um, People didn't come into work. They stayed in bed. Uh, you know, and I get it. I understand. Um, I just think that, and I believe in my heart that everything happens for a reason, and Trump was elected our next president for a reason. Um, Listen, now you don't have the promises that Mrs. Harris was making. Now you got the promises that Trump was making. And it's funny because I went into the supermarket and I was trying to pick out some juice. And the prices were so goddamn high that I literally stood in the juice aisle for maybe about 10 minutes trying to figure out, should I get this? Should I drive to Walmart where the prices, can be cheaper? Um, so, one of the factors that was laid out as to why people were dissatisfied with Mrs. Harris and leaning towards Trump was the economy. So if you think that gas prices are going to magically go down and stay there, I don't know what I don't know what you're sniffing. If you think that grocery prices are going to go down, I don't know what you're sniffing. Um, but I will say that Trump does get things done, and he will try to get. He's unconventional. I think that the Democratic Party did everybody a disservice by making Biden their candidate from the outset. It was a critical. These elections can be like chess or a chess game, and you have to make the right moves in chess. Anybody that play chess know, or you're going to be, you're going to be checkmated. Um, that was a terrible move. That was a terrible move. Then they tried to throw Mrs. Harris in there to clean up really their mess. After they realized they couldn't cover up Biden's cognitive deficiencies. And then they tried to use minority voters, mainly black voters, to get them over a number that they felt like they needed to quell the numbers that Trump were getting. So it was all a big farce. It was all a big game played, and the people were played. I believe Miss Harris was even played, but her image was what it was, right? She always came off as unapproachable, right? So that was an image that she had very little time from the beginning of her candidacy to get out of people's minds about how she is. Like, she's a politician. People say, oh, that fucking idiot Trump. But Trump talks to people. Listen, Trump was talking and spewing everything that the people who voted for him were feeling and wanted to say. Just think that over. Just think about that. Right? Are you mad at him? Because if you are, you should be just as mad and upset at the people that voted for him. What he was saying, how he was saying it, who he was saying it about, resonated with the people that voted for him. So what does that tell us? That tells us that we are in a very, 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 very deep divide in this country. And Mrs. Harris couldn't bridge that gap even if she won. If she won, she still couldn't have had bridged that gap of divide. You ask me, that gap of divide would have got even bigger, would have intensified, right? We are overlooking where we are at right now at this particular point and at this particular stage in time. And it's a divided country. This is where we're at, right? Everybody wants to kumbaya. The Democrats wants to kumbaya. And listen, there are people who are sick of kumbaya. And those are the people who Trump resonated with. The Democrats did not strategically handle the entire situation. And I have to be honest. If all the Democrats can do is promise to give me trinkets or little handouts and not show no real leadership or no real backbone, I don't think I'm going to be voting for a long, long time. I'm not a Republican, right? I have some Republican values. I'm not going to say that I don't. There's some Democratic values or some liberal values that I don't have at all. But what I am going to do moving forward is not be used by either party.